Hello, how are you all doing today then? It's coffee break time. My coffee tastes sweeter today because, not literally sweeter, just, better, because it's real coffee and it's made by my husband for me. I didn't have to make it myself, so it's a really nice proper filter coffee. Oh, I'm wiggling the camera, sorry. I'm stretching out my feet and wiggling the table that I'm trying to make a video with. Good idea. Oh man, that's good. So this morning we've been over we're feeding, well, Eliza is really, I go with her, feeding the cat for a neighbour. She's the cat person. So we've been having some really nice cat cuddles and time, and it's our last day, so we kind of like hung a while because she's such a cuddly little cutie pie and she loves her snuggles and her strokes, so we give her lots of time. And then I'm just popping back. Eliza's just getting ready, getting herself ready and packing up some bits, and we're going to go up and see my mum and stepdad and hang out today. So I just thought I'd come and catch you while she's getting herself ready. I've got these earrings on today. My mum-in-law just asked me if they're Christmas trees, and I'm paranoid that they look Christmassy. They're just like triangular and they've got that red on them, but there we go. I've got earring paranoia now. So I was reading a post today about kids with PDA, and it was I'm mindful I want to share the information, but I don't want to share the particular content of the post, which was put in a group and is meant to stay in the group. But I want to share the gist of the topic because it provoked some thought in me, which was really about a lot of our kids. They really love and need a lot of interaction in terms of their play. So it's settled down a lot for us at the age that we're at now, a lot of the time, but still, like when we go and see my mum and stepdad this afternoon, we will do a lot of role play, and you guys who have children who need that, and young people who need that role play, understand it's not like, I think people like assume it's just like you can do imaginary play with younger children, but you can kind of maybe dip in and out of it, and you can, draw a boundary when you've had enough of it, and you can like invite them into expanding on the roles and getting into their imagination. And I trained in play therapy because I'm a therapist, and I trained in play therapy, and we used to do a lot of this work. And I promise you, although I was bringing a lot of conscious presence because I was there in a therapeutic capacity, I did not bring what I need to in the efforts and energies that I did with my own child when she was younger, and her need for role play, where she needed to control the roles and the boundaries around that, and where she needed to be in it, whether I was in a place where I felt like I wanted to be in role play or not, particularly at the times where I was tired or stressed or trying to talk to somebody else or in an awkward or difficult position. They were the times we needed it the most, so it takes a lot. And we were talking about this and exploring about how children and young people really need this co-regulation of their nervous systems through us parents and carers, and especially if you're the primary carer parent, or that primary carer relationship in that moment. There's a lot of co-regulation of the nervous system going on, and what that really means for us, it's such a huge thing, isn't it? And whether that's co-regulating through the role play or through like I notice it at times, like if we have a friend over, whereas a lot of the parents will step away and maybe be chatting and having some time, and the kids might pop in and out wanting things or wanting a bit of attention, but as the parent carer I'm actually needed to be there. My presence is needed to support and to soothe and to calm the nervous system. and my attention is needed for a feeling of safety. And sometimes there's practical support as well, support with keeping the communication flowing and managing the feelings of control that are coming up around games and things. So there's all kinds of things. But this constant co-regulation of the nervous system is something that I think is talked about more and more in our community and is better and better understood by us parent carers. But I think what isn't, for me, isn't talked about enough, and I haven't acknowledged enough for myself over the years, and so therefore I am doing a lot of healing work myself, is the impact that has on our own nervous systems, depending where they were at in the first place, of course, because life has other stresses and traumas that impact our own nervous systems, and we have our own neurodivergence and mental health stuff, and illness and all kinds of things. I'm not making out, but sometimes it's that the straw that breaks the camel's back for some of us, isn't it? And I think it's just really owning that conversation of, yes, we understand, and we want to give, we want to support, we want to put that framework in place for our children and young people so that their nervous system does feel that co-regulation, it feels supported, and their nervous system can have what it needs, and we understand where they're at in their disability, that is needed. But we also have needs, and there is a huge lack of understanding and a huge lack of support. And this whole "it takes a village" thing, it's a problem, isn't it, in society for parents at large, mums particularly, it's talked about, who feel really isolated and unsupported and unseen, and we're not meant to be doing this alone. But when you put the complex needs of a family with a PDA into the mix of that, then the isolation and the stress and the lack of support is a whole nother level, isn't it? And even people with good intentions don't have the knowledge, don't have the skills, and haven't necessarily done the emotional, the growth work journey that we get called into enable us to be able to show up in that place, to be present in the way that we are. It's such a massive ask. And I know for me, I've so often been asked over the years, how can we support you, by people who love us and mean it, and I don't have an answer, especially when I'm in a place of feeling completely stressed and overwhelmed and lost and confused myself, to find those answers of how someone else can come in who isn't a trusted person, by my PDA's nervous system standards, to be able to relax with completely, and actually who are those people? Much of our lives, it has been solely me that can offer that to any degree, to meet their needs, to instinctively know what is needed, and to bring of myself nobody else, not dad, not granny, nana, nobody else can offer that. And so it would always be them and me that was needed if they were involved. And sometimes actually other people coming into the mix is the time where things are more stressful for them, even in a fun way. They're needing more regulation, and so actually what's called of you as the primary carer is more, not less. So where is that place of rest? Where is that place of support, so your nervous system can calm down and you can digest stuff that's been going on for you, and process and look after yourself? It's really complicated, isn't it? So we've been talking a lot about that, and I thought I'll come and muse a bit in that kind of a bungled coffee chat way with you. I've been thinking a lot about that, and how, as I'm finding my way more and more into this space with Peace with PDA, and stepping up in my healing work and my therapeutic support work, what that offer really looks like. I'm really like working on fine-tuning where the need out there with you guys meets with me and my skills and my gifts and my calling and passion, and you know, feeding into it, and this stuff's really sitting with me a lot today. So I'm not asking for any feedback, but I'm always really interested to hear from you all if anyone wants to share anything. If you want to do that in a non-public way, you know, Peace with PDA Facebook group just for us parents and primary carers, you can pop in the comments there and we can chat if you want to about, you know, how this touches your life, what it means for you and what your thoughts are. It really helps me to inform my the best ways that I can support you going forward to really hear, because I have my experiences, and I've worked with some of you, which is adding to my knowledge base, but it's just really good to hear, you know, where this stuff meets for you. Oh, this coffee's good. Actually, I think we're going to Costa Coffee, one of our favourite coffee haunts, for a drink later. And now I'm having a real coffee now. I might think twice about having another one later. We will see. But my girl really likes eats and drinks out. That's like a real go-to treat, and it's so much. I have really taken so much from this myself. I use learnt in inverted commas, so I don't mean it like some like really like a deliberate learning experience, but something I've really absorbed from having her in my life and being around her being, is how much she, I don't know how to explain it, how much she kind of milks the goodness out of lovely experiences. You know, we don't just go and have a drink. It's like we choose the place we're going to go and have a drink, and we get ready, we prepare, you know, and that for her is a holistic experience. You know, it's getting ready, got to be like in the right vibe, so that means the right clothes, but also the right music to listen to in the car as we're going there. We're like easing into this beautiful experience with more beautiful experiences, and then we get the drink, and it has to be the right size, and it has to be the right cup, and it has to be the right table, and it's like just making this beautiful personalized experience and just getting so much from it. And it's been really fun for me to be on a ride with her through those experiences and think about how I can bring more of that into my other life experiences, because it's like, you know, like, oh, I've got a coffee, drink my coffee. It's like, oh, okay, you know, thinking about how I want to spend that time while I'm drinking that coffee, like coming and being with you, you know, what's the perfect mug. I notice I'm finding myself sitting in this old rocking chair a lot, talking to you, even though it's not got this like nice background for my video, because it's comfy. I know I sit on it sideways, because I do that. I sit on everything in a sort of sideways angular way, put my legs up, and you know, and just noticing, you know, what is right for me to make this experience each moment really good, rather than just looking at those, what we think of as peak moments, you know, whether it's a holiday or going to a movie, you know, just being in that moment. Actually, the whole planning, the moving into, the getting there, everything builds into the sort of the vibration of building this experience, and then the coming out the other side, the talking about it, you know, churning it over, the remembering. I don't know anybody who can kind of talk about something which to me seems like such a small little thing as much as my girl. I mean, she can just enjoy exploring it, talking about it, sharing it, bringing that experience up so much for so long in such an intense way. I just think, what else is there to possibly say, think or do around this? And then there's more, and I'm like, yeah, you get so much from it. It's amazing. I love it. Right, I am feeling like I've talked for a long while now, so I'm going to go. I hope you have a really gorgeous day. Love you ever so. Thanks for sharing your drink / break time with me, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Woo! Just kick the table.